You can't beat Steam. See this?
Who are you?
He's the chicken jockey.
There are dozens of game launchers and marketplaces available right now. A handful of them exist because they have extremely popular games.
Oh, you missed, bro. Oh, nice.
Without a middleman. One of them gives away 2 free games every week, and Steam just exists and wins. Well, it's actually a lot more complicated than that. Despite the service being old enough to drink in America and
2003. Dude, Steam is old.
Steam still reigns as the ultimate gaming marketplace with 132 million average users each month. But when the service first launched, it was nothing like the Steam we know and love today.
Yeah, I wonder if like a world without Steam, that would be crazy. I don't even know if any
development of the updates that was the problem.
game launcher would exist.
Download the updated
Nope.
files that sucked for everybody. To make sure you could play with everybody else, you had to go on Valve servers and download the files from there, which was pretty inconvenient since you couldn't have the update automatically installed for when you get back from work, woke up in the morning, or returned from going outside for the first time in centuries because you were too busy playing Star Wars Knights of the Republic. And on that day, September 12th, 2003, Steam released for the convenience of mostly Counter-Strike players all around the world, and the service continued to be used as a spot where people could play Valve's games. And it's not like their games weren't good enough to justify having a separate app for them. They were insane for the time, and even if you go back in your library and play Half-Life 2 in the modern day, it's still a fun experience because of its physics.
Yeah, you can have ray tracing on them now, right?
To make you forget.
Make them look good.
Watch it, will you?
Ambience, soundtrack, Barney, and luscious water reflections. At this point in Valve's lifespan, they had already changed the industry in ways nobody could have anticipated. Grand Theft Auto San Andreas has a few different versions of it on the PlayStation 2 because Rockstar couldn't just update the game through digital distribution, and instead had to physically re-release the game without anybody knowing. And this happened quite a few times among a bunch of different physical titles. But because of Valve's new creation, which was Steam updating games post-release, it was finally possible through that service. And to this day, Valve keeps their games even from 20 years ago up to date using that feature Steam was made for. I sure wish other companies would keep their older games up to date instead of just letting them decay under the weight of new drivers while keeping them at an $80 price tag.
$80? Oh wait, it's Canadian dollars.
Steam was flying from the early to late 2000s, getting more games from more publishers all the time, and eventually it became the PC gaming storefront, claiming 75% of digital video game sales in 2013. However, Steam also took and takes 30% of a game's cut when it gets purchased.
Look at that.
So if you pay $90 for a video game, the developer will only get 63 of those dollars. Now, it can be debated whether this is good or bad, but one thing's for certain, it's the industry standard.
Yeah, it's the industry standard.
And Xbox digital storefronts take a 30% cut of profits, and so does Nintendo, GameStop, and basically every single service except the Epic Games Store. But it's not all sunshine and rainbows. The Epic Games launcher has its own problem, and it's that the launcher just isn't very good.
It's so slow, dude. Every time I go to Epic Games launcher, I feel like I'm waiting. Every click I do, it's so slow. With Steam, it's seamless. I don't know what they're doing on the back end of the Epic Games launcher, but if they make it a little better or just make it a little bit more snappier, it would be better. It feels like I'm yelling at someone to control the mouse for me. It's so weird.
Talking about how it has a way bigger game library than Epic, I'm talking about its overlay while playing video games. As somebody with one monitor and a completionist, Steam offers a fantastic variety of digital gadgets that I can access anytime I click Shift and Tab. I can have a website open with every Dreamcatcher location in Red Dead 2 that I check every time I get to my next waypoint. I can manually change what each button on my controller does. I can find a community guide that can help me with an achievement. Steam has been around for over 20 years, and in this time, it's built a strong community that exists to help other people using the platform. If you're having a problem with a game, chances are there's already a few Steam forums on that subject.
Nope.
And if you don't have
what I do is look at my problem and then type Reddit at the end.
Surrounding the game you want to play.
That's how I fix my problems.
Good or not, Steam reviews have your back. But if you go to the Epic Store to make a purchase and look for what people thought about the product, the only thing you can check is this vague 1 to 5 star system influenced by what the players thought out of 5. The problem with this system is that it might work for YouTubers who can elaborate with a whole 8-minute video, but video Video games are so complex, from level design and storytelling to the controls and optimization, you can't just rank a game from 1 to 5. As someone with well over 100 games on Steam, user reviews have saved my ass multiple times that warned me about certain computer parts that might not work well with the game's engine, or just a dragged out story that loses its touch halfway through the game. On the Epic Games Store, Assassin's Creed Valhalla is rated 4.6 stars out of 5, and Red Dead Redemption 2 is rated 4.9. I hate to be that guy that's very sure about his opinion, but I am very sure in my opinion in believing that Assassin's Creed Valhalla is in no way only 0.3 stars worse than Red Dead 2. But how is someone using the service?
It is. Look.
Because there's nothing to base it on other than what the stars say. Steam also heavily encourages player customization, which makes playing games through Steam even more worth it. Because if you get a really cool or rare achievement, you can display it on your profile. Or when you get a smexy screenshot, you can slap it on your page. And some games offer exclusive profile picture and background displays that make you
That's
wanna
cool.
play for those bonuses.
My
I think it's
Steam
amazing. There's
profile
even
is pretty sick.
user-oriented
I ain't gonna show
marketing.
you,
PUBG, if you
but
don't
it's
like a
pretty
shirt,
sick. I
well,
like it.
chances are another player will, so you can throw it on the marketplace and get a few cents from it. Then you go back to the Epic Games launcher to check on your friend, and there's nothing to that person except a username. But Steam gives everybody a sense of true individuality, which is without a doubt great to have, and unlike PlayStation, which makes you pay to change your username, or Nintendo that barely lets you express yourself on your profile, it's probably the
Nintendogs.
best gaming platform for customization. But even though Steam is awesome for consumers, it's clearly not as awesome for developers. So naturally, a lot of AAA studios pulled away from Steam and instead released their games on Epic or even their own launchers. When Ubisoft publicly announced they wouldn't be releasing Tom Clancy's The Division 2 on Steam and would be releasing it on their own launcher in Epic, they claimed, "We entrust Epic to deliver a smooth journey for our fans, from pre-ordering the game and enjoying our beta to the launch." Epic continues to disrupt the video game industry, and their third-party digital distribution model is the latest example, and something Ubisoft wants to support. Electronic Arts for a long time didn't have their games on Steam.
Plants
as
vs.
well, but that
Zombies.
wasn't because of Epic Games being a superior
Who
platform.
remembers when it was just like a
Because the
top-down
game
view,
was
and then you just like
transactions,
fucking
Valve
plant
paid
their
50% cut
things.
from each one. While both
It's like a
companies
tower
at one
defense
point
game.
weren't releasing their games on Steam,
Y'all
if you
remember
check the
that?
store today, you'll find pretty much every single one of their titles up for sale. So what the hell happened? Call of Duty Modern Warfare from 2019 didn't release on Steam and instead was up for sale on Blizzard's launcher Battle.net. Modern Warfare 2019 reached $1 billion in sales revenue after 54 days of being out. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 from 2022, which was released on Steam, 2 reached the same sales number 10 days after launch. Ubisoft's newest game, Assassin's Creed Shadows, is, as of March 22nd, 2025,
Because no one's gonna install
CS
Battle.net
sellers
to play
section
Call of
of the
Duty,
store.
bro.
And considering Counter-Strike is a free game, that's pretty damn impressive. And for the last 5 years or so, PlayStation exclusives that would never have seen the light of day on PC have been launched on Steam, and Xbox also jumped on that train as well, throwing pretty much every Halo game on PC. The numbers say it all. It doesn't matter if Epic Games takes a 12% cut opposed to 30. Steam is such a popular platform among consumers that developers will make more money releasing their games on Steam no matter what. Because let's face it, it's, for consumers, an
Yes.
awesome service. The other day I was browsing Steam and I saw a bundle of 4 games.
This is what I
that were
thought
25%
of the new Nintendo console, right? Why would anyone buy that unless it's for Nintendo games? Like every single game that has to be coming out of there has to be a Nintendo exclusive. Otherwise, it's not going to be worth it if you buy it for anything else. If you plan to play Elden Ring on that thing, why not just buy an ROG Ally? And then you'd have all of your Steam library all to you. It's so good, dude. Like buying a Switch is so, like Switch 2 is so not worth it, especially because of the limited game library.
off if you bought them through a package. Well, 6 years ago, I had already purchased 3 of the 4 games individually, but because I hadn't got the 4th game, I could still buy it through that bundle for 25% off, shifting the price from a steep $80 to a much more agreeable $60. This is such an unnecessary but wonderful feature for customers to have. Valve does not need to push discounts this much to be massively successful, but they do just because Steam's that kind of marketplace. Every few months, there will be a new huge sale where almost every video game over 4 years of age goes under $40 in Canada, and Valve
That's so
games
good.
usually go for less than $2. And hell, for the anniversaries, they gave them away for free. Steam has even banned games that force players to watch ads before progressing, like a lot of mobile games do. Valve could have easily taken 30% of the ad revenue, but instead they banned the practice altogether just because of how inconvenient it is for the player. While Steam certainly takes a sizable chunk out of of the developer's pocket when it comes to game sales, I'm happy that out of all the services that could be the top dog, it's Steam. Because Valve is setting a standard of what a marketplace should be. Think about Nintendo that never puts their games on sale and charges a monthly fee if you want to play their older titles, instead of just archiving them.
That's what pisses me off about online too. Why the fuck do I have to pay $10 a month to play online? That is so stupid to me. What are you like maintaining the servers? Are you cleaning my own internet for $10 a month? Like, what are you doing there? It costs nothing, okay?
If they were
To do
behind
that.
the biggest digital game store in the world.
Why are you charging me 10
Because the
bucks
fact is, the
to do
one at the
absolutely
top
nothing?
Influences everyone else. Fortnite didn't invent the battle pass, but it sure as hell wasn't a coincidence that after Fortnite implemented the seasonal leveling system, a lot of other games added their own, including massive companies like Rockstar with the Outlaw Pass and Red Dead Online. Xbox Live launched in 2002, offering an online multiplayer console experience if you paid $50 a year, and prior to this, online gaming on PC at least was completely free, and thank God it still is, because now PlayStation and Nintendo also capitalized big time on paid multiplayer because of Xbox's influence in the early
Dude,
2000s.
paid online gaming on PC? Who the fuck are you gonna charge? Microsoft?
To the brim like every other gaming company is doing right now, but they
Linux?
don't.
You
which
can't do
allows them
that.
to stand
What?
out in
It's
the
a
corporate
fucking
world.
computer.
It also helps that
Shut up.
Valve's hiring process is very unique in that they don't offer internships or junior positions. They exclusively hire professionals in their field, so the employees can take charge of whatever they're best at. So there's a reason why Half-Life stood out when it came to physics in the early 2000s, because the game was made by computer wizards who knew everything they needed to create an authentic physics-based shooter. Steam is run by marketing professionals who do what they believe is best based on pure experience. Unlike most companies, Valve has no pressure from shareholders, meaning there's no external investments going into Steam, their video games, or hardware. It's all entirely in-house, and the only
I love
people who
Portal,
get
man.
stock options for
Why does this
Valve
Portal
are
look so
employees
good?
themselves, which gives each member a small piece of the company. So naturally, every single one of them wants the company to be at its best all the time. The fact is, when you treat your employees well and give them the creative freedom they deserve, whatever your company puts out is going to be amazing, and Valve is living proof of that. My favorite example of Valve as a company standing out in the game industry.
You ever
was
heard
in
about their card game?
2004 when Eric Wolpaw was diagnosed
What's it called again? I
with
forgot.
ulcerative colitis. With something that bad, he thought he'd have to leave the company. So he spoke with the CEO of Valve, Gabe Newell, about it. Not only did Gabe give him paid leave, but he also left him his spot in the company on the condition that he takes the time he needs to recover. To quote what Gabe said to him himself, "Your job is to get better. That is your job description at Valve. So go home to your wife and come back when you are better."
Is Steam the one that made the card game?
World,
I don't know now.
I'm
lost.
extremely rare. And after
I don't think so.
recovering from his sickness, he worked as the head writer for Portal 2, which, as we all know, was a massive success. Sorry, this video is about Steam. With a platform like Steam, with over 100 million people using it every month, like I said at the start of the video, you'd think the customer service would be pretty lackluster because of the amount of traffic the employees would be dealing with.
Dude,
Which,
the customer
by the
service
way,
is
in total is between
pretty good
300
on
to
Steam.
500
I like it.
people, and roughly only 70 of those people are in the Steam department. Most people, including myself, have had overwhelmingly positive experiences with Steam support. Refunds are easy, bug reports get taken seriously, and I even had a friend whose account got hacked once, and in 2 hours he had his account back with no other issues. Steam
Sounds
can't
about
be
right.
beat, because it's a staple of what a digital market should be, and if Valve continues to run with their current values in business, I'm sure that Steam will continue to set an example and keep the industry from diving into a complete anti-consumer market like all these other companies seem to be catering towards. But what do you guys think about all this? Do you like Steam? Do you hate Steam? Let me know in the comments below and I'll check them out as soon as I possibly can. As always, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to watch this video, and make sure to have a good one.
You look worse than I feel. What are you doing that for?
Give me your bread, bro.
You doing?
I think it's alright. The theme is pretty good. I don't think it'll ever die in the foreseeable future, unless something big happens.